Hello, good morning students. I hope you all are fine and safe at your home with good health. I also hope you all are well prepared for today's class. So, according to timetable, students, today is Friday. So, let's continue our science class. We are continuing our lesson energy flow in the ecosystem of this part 2. So before moving for the second part, let's recall what we have learned in our earlier class. So students, we have learned about the food chain, food web, energy pyramid and how the energy flows in the pyramid. So with the help of some activities, let's recall. Here are some questions for you on the board. What is a food chain and food web? So students, as in our earlier class, you have learned this. See here students, here are so many food chains and food webs. So I have also given homework on this topic. So I hope you all did this as you all have posted in the WhatsApp group. So we are happy that you are learning something. So students, here are some activities, simple activities. At home you are also having these activities. So here are some animals. What are there? Some animals are there for you and you have to arrange. You have to arrange these animals according to the food chain and food web. So students, I am recalling you here the name of animals. You write it down in your notebooks and after that you stop the video and make 2 or 3 food chains, at least 2 or 3 food chains for recalling the previous knowledge. So students, here is deer, octopus, some plants are there, starfish, lion, tiger, fox, ants, insects, eagle. So here so many animals and plants are there. So students, I want to tell you here you have to arrange caterpillar, this caterpillar. I hope you all noted this in your, this is pig, eagle, bird, deer. So students, now you stop the video and make at least 2 or 3 food chains. Then after making it, again open the video and see it, how you have arranged it. So students, I want to tell you here, these are some plants. So here plants are there and here some arrows are there. So students, we have to make food chain here. So this is a very simple activity and interesting activity. So here some toys are there and I have called you the names. So students, see, this is plant, suppose it is a grass plant. Now here what you have to do, grass eats so many animals. Suppose this is the caterpillar. So here you have to show the arrow. What you have to do, you have to show the arrow like this. Is that clear? See here, this insect, caterpillar, then they feed on insects. You have to make another arrow like this. Here you have to show these arrows in the similar way. See here, this arrows, caterpillar has gone there. So insects, then insect is eaten by which animal? See here, identify it. See here, we are keeping these animals here. fox, I have put it down. So here you have to make the food chain. So insects, these are eaten by birds. So you have to show the arrow like this. See here, birds. Again, bird is eaten by which animal, students? Bird is eaten by hawk. So see here. Now you have to show the arrow like this. So lion, and this I put it down. So see students, when you came to school, you will do such type of activities, and something you are also having at home. If it is possible, then do like this. Otherwise, you will do in your notebooks by making the arrows and boxes. So here students, this is the one food chain. Now come to another food chain. Here, see here. You have to arrange. There are so many animals in this tub. See this. So likewise, when you came to school, you take it one by one and make the food chains. So here students, see here. This is shark. Again use arrows. Shark. Shark is eaten by which animal? See here. Yes. Yes. Shark is eaten by octopus. So you have to show this arrow like this. Now this is eaten by, so octopus is eaten by starfish. So likewise, you have to make the arrows. And after the death of this top carnivore, what happens? It get decomposed into the soil and they get back into the atmosphere. So here the cyclic flow is there. Likewise, you can make so many food chains. So there are variation in the activities. So see this one. This is plant. This plant is eaten by sheep. Show the arrow like this. This plant is eaten by sheep, and sheep are eaten by deer. Is that clear? And see, after the death of this top carnivore, what happens? They get decomposed into the soil, and after that they go back again into the atmosphere. So there is a cyclic flow, which I have learned in the energy pyramid, means the unidirectional flow. So this is one food chain, students. So here you can make so many food chains. There is variation in the activities. So students, let's see another example. I will post the photos how I have arranged it. So students, see here again one more. Suppose this is a plant, then it is eaten by, so here goat, so here then fox, it is eaten by lion. So just I have arranged simply, and then I will put the arrows. See here, this plant is eaten by goat, then it is eaten by fox, these arrows, see here, and again the fox is eaten by lion. Is that clear, students? So see what happens. See this like this one. I will post the photos of this. So here, after the death of the top carnivore, what happens? It gets decomposed again into the soil, and after that they are decomposed by fungi, microorganisms, and goes to the atmosphere. So here a complete flow of cycle is there. So students, these are some of the simple activities which we did, and in the last class you made here so many food chains. So this is a complete food web in the nature. So students, here I want to tell you that there are so many things. There are so many things at our homes by which we can learn what is a food chain, how the nutrients flow from one organism to another organism. So students, you also see this activity in your book, the first page, in the last video also. Here the plant, from where do the plant get nutrition energy? From the sun. Prepare their own food by the help of photosynthesis process. Then they are eaten by grasshoppers, then frog, snake, then hog, and then after the death of this hog, they are decomposed by the microorganisms and they again go back to the atmosphere. So students, through the various biogeochemical cycles, what happens? These biotic and abiotic factors of an ecosystem, they interact with each other. Is that clear? So these interactions are very important for the flow of energy in an ecosystem. So in our last class, we have also learned about the types of ecosystem, the terrestrial ecosystem, aquatic ecosystems. So here in nature, all the organisms, they depends on each other. For their nutrition, for their needs to grow properly. So students, here we have what we have did. We have recalled what we have learned in our previous class. So come to our topic, biogeochemical cycles. So here what happened? As we know that energy flows in an ecosystem in the one way, means it is unidirectional flow. But the flow of nutrients is in a cycle form. So here all the organisms and nutrients for their growth, they depend on each other for their needs. So here the cyclical flow of nutrients within an ecosystem is called as the biogeochemical cycle. So students, nutrients necessary for the growth of an organism are what happened? Continuously transformed from one organism to another organism, and it will continue to be flowed. So students, let's see. Here there is one activity for you also here. Likewise, you have to make the threads which you have learned in this previous class like this. So I will post the photo and you do this activity also. Is that clear, students? So here the flow of cycle continues. And let's see, students, one activity also. These are the trips. These are the strips in the triangular form. In which form? Triangular form. So here you have to arrange these strips in the tropic levels according to the levels. First level, second level, third level, likewise. So students, if we arrange this properly, see this. If we arrange this properly, likewise this, and if just giving a simple click like that, what happens? If one of the component, it gets out from these strips, what happens? The whole pyramid, it gets collapsed. The balance will be disturbed. So the ecological balance will automatically disturb and will hamper, it will affect the environment, the living organisms, the biotic and the abiotic. So here what happens, students? Keep one thing in mind, that if each of one of the component is not there, the whole ecosystem gets disturbed, and here the our biodiversity get also disturbed. So for the enhancement and for the essence of the biodiversity, there is a need to balance all these organisms properly and in coordination. So each and every component, each and every organism is responsible for the balancing of an ecosystem, whether it is terrestrial, whether it is aquatic, whatsoever it may be. So here there is a need. So this is also a very simple activity. You can make at your homes the small strips of paper and you can make your own energy pyramid. So here what we see, from the bottom to the top, here the energy level goes down, means it makes the structure of a pyramid like this. So the number of producers are more, and on going up it will decrease. So here this is the triangular activity. So the essence of biodiversity is thus a very important in the energy flow of an ecosystem, whatsoever it may be. So students, let's come to our another topic next. What we are going to learn about the cycles, how they flow, how they are, nutrients are flowing from one organisms to another organism. So here first cycle is biogeochemical cycle. So here student, see here, this chart is given in your book also. So here see, students, all these hydrosphere, atmosphere, lithosphere, all they constitute the biosphere. So here one organism eat another organisms, and what happens, students? They maintain their growth as well as the balance in an ecosystem. So students, as we all know, the energy flow is cyclic, energy flow is unidirectional, one way, but the nutrient cycle, the flow of nutrients in an ecosystem, it is cyclic. So here students, all these new organisms, they need nutrients for their growth and they depend on each other. So this cycle flows continuously through the biosphere, maintaining the balancing of the ecosystem. So the recycling of these nutrients through biological process and various geological chemical process, all these constitute the biogeochemical cycle. So this diagram is there in your book, you study it carefully. So here all these depends on the level of the energy flow, means how they affect. If the level decreases, the ecosystems flow, the nutrients flow in an ecosystem also gets disturbed. So here it depends upon the energy level of the nutrients in the particular organisms. So here there are, see students, there are two types of biogeochemical cycles, gaseous cycle and sedimentary cycle. So in gaseous cycle, what happens? Accumulation of main abiotic factors of nutrient materials is found in the Earth's atmosphere. But in sedimentary, accumulation of main abiotic nutrient material is found in soil, that is in the form of sediments. So this is the main difference. So here it includes nitrogen, oxygen, carbon, all these cycles. Then sedimentary includes iron, calcium, phosphorus, So all these are the main differences between the gaseous cycle and the sedimentary cycle. So here in gaseous cycles, in our today's class, we are learning about the carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle, and biogeochemical cycle. Just we have studied the introduction. In sedimentary cycle, all the mineral cycles are there. So students, these two cycles, gaseous and sedimentary. So gaseous cycle is more effective and is more speedier than the sedimentary cycle. So the climatic factors, the human activities, they all disturb the affect the speed, intensity and the equilibrium of this cycle. So which the human beings are doing, disturbing them, all these gets affected. So the cycle of gases and sedimentary cycle, they cannot be equally separated. They both are depends on each other. So they cannot be easily separated, not completely separated. See how it is. So let's see an example. For example, nitrogen. Nitrogen is present in atmosphere, means it is the gaseous cycle. But in the form of compounds like nitrogen dioxide, nitrous oxide. So here all these are the sediments. So this is a sedimentary cycle. Second example, carbon. So carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is also present in atmosphere, but it is present in the form of coal, graphite, granite, diamond, limestone, etc. in the soil, in our earth's crust. So students, here we have seen with the help of examples that the gaseous cycle and the sedimentary cycle, they are not completely separated. So here this is all about the biogeochemical cycles and its types. So students, I hope you all understood these concepts. So here you see this diagram in your textbook. So let's come to our another cycle which is called as the carbon cycle. So students, the circulation and recycling of this carbon from the atmosphere to the living organisms, and again back to the atmosphere. Just we have seen in the simple food chains. So how this happens? How this happens? And after the death, again they goes decompose and get back to the Earth's atmosphere. So this recycling and circulation of a carbon compound. So see students, how it happens. Let's see with the help of this diagram. So here this is sun. With the help of sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water, all these four factors are responsible for the preparation of food material in plants by the process of photosynthesis. Means they prepare the food material in the form of glucose, carbohydrates. So here this energy gets transferred again, come to the from abiotic to biotic, again from biotic. Here see, it is these plants are consumed by this biotic component. Suppose deer, just we have seen. Then again what happens? Through this respiration process in plants, animals and humans, they again back to the atmosphere. So here the carbon is utilizing in this process. So here the main process in this carbon cycle, first is photosynthesis, just I have said and you have learned in the earlier classes. This, see here, It is also in your book. Carbon dioxide plus water. In the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll, they prepare their own food, carbohydrates, water and oxygen. Then this oxygen is utilized through the respiration process by animals and humans. So this process occurs in a mitochondria, which is called the powerhouse of the cell. So here what happens, students? Oxygen is utilized and carbon dioxide is given out, water and some energy. So this is all about the carbon cycle. The two processes are there in this carbon cycle. So here students, what happens? Abiotic carbon that is transferred to biotic, and again mainly through these two processes. So here carbon cycle, it plays a very important role in this biogeochemical cycle. So in this way carbon is continuously passed from one living organisms to another, and after the death of these organisms they again go back and is again taken up by the living organism. So here all these process continues, and here there is a cyclic flow of carbon element. So this is all about the carbon cycle. So students, I hope you understood what is carbon cycle. Now comes to oxygen cycle. So here what happens? Oxygen cycle means, from where do we get oxygen? From the plants. Is that clear? So again this oxygen is utilized by humans and animals, and again after the death and before death, this carbon dioxide goes to the atmosphere. There are so many sources, from the chimneys also, from the vehicles on the road. So these all are the sources of carbon dioxide, and all these goes into the atmosphere. So again this carbon dioxide is absorbed by the plants, and again this cycle continues. So see students, this is all in your book. Here from plant to animals, again they respire and carbon dioxide out, and again it goes to the atmosphere. Likewise this cycle continues. So this is all about the oxygen cycle. So students, the circulation and recycling of oxygen from one organism to another organism, this is called the oxygen cycle. And as you already know, the percentage of oxygen is 21% in our Earth's atmosphere, and also present in hydrosphere as well as in the lithosphere. So again this cycle also includes biotic components as well as the abiotic component. So both these factors are necessary for the flow of energy. So students, I hope you get it. Next come to nitrogen cycle. So again students, likewise this oxygen and carbon cycle, there is a nitrogen cycle also. So here the circulation and recycling of the nitrogen in the ecosystem from one biotic component to another, from abiotic to biotic. This circulation and recycling of the nitrogen gas in the atmosphere is called as the nitrogen cycle. So here students, as we already know, the percentage of nitrogen is 78% in our atmosphere. So it is necessary for the maintenance of the cycle of nature. So here students, in nitrogen cycle, all the organisms they participate in this process, and nitrogen is also an important component of protein nucleotides. So as compared to the other elements, that is oxygen and carbon, this is Non-reactive means it does not easily combine with any other element. So here some of the microorganisms, they are unable to utilize the free nitrogen form of nitrogen. So here some process of nitrogen cycle. First is nitrogen fixation, ammonification, nitrification and denitrification. So students, here what happens? Nitrogen means conversion of nitrogen into nitrogen compounds like nitrite and nitrite through the various biological process, that is called the nitrogen fixation. Ammonification means release of ammonia through decomposition of dead bodies and excretory products, that is called the ammonification. Then nitrification means conversion of ammonia into nitrite and nitrate again, that is called nitrification. Denitrification means conversion of nitrogen compounds into the atmospheric nitrogen, gaseous nitrogen. This is called the denitrification. So see students, when I am explaining, keep your book open and likewise see here. Nitrification, conversion of nitrogen into nitrites and nitrates again. Then ammonification, the release of ammonia from the dead organisms or the excretory waste. So here ammonia is released. Then after that what happens? See, nitrification, so the conversion of ammonia into nitrite and nitrates. Then denitrification, conversion of nitrogen compounds again into nitrogen gas. See here, this whole cycle, it continues, and this circulation and recycling of the nitrogen is called the nitrogen cycle. So students, I think you all understood this concept which we want to learn today, the biogeochemical cycle, its types. So let us summarize what we have learned. We have recalled the earlier concepts about the food chain, food web, food pyramid, and in our today's class we have learned about the biogeochemical cycle, nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle and nitrogen cycle. So students, I hope you all understood this concept. So I want to tell you students one thing, that do some activities, simple activities. If you are available in your homes, it's possible. If not, you make the simple boxes which I have told in the earlier classes, likewise this. So this I will post in our class group. So you make the box and make the arrows. You can use your colored sketch pens. Means some interactive, means some activity. So students, activities are very important for the better understanding of any of the concepts in our science subject. So here you have to do it. Your homework is, I will post all these 2-3 activities and you have to make these food chains. So I hope students, you all understood, and we will meet in our next class. Thank you students.